And people ask me, you're in a wheelchair and you decided to climb Mount Everest. And I say, well, that was about as impossible as everything else, so why not? In 2006, I was at an indoor climbing gym, and I can't even say I fell, I jumped. I went toes down first, forcing my feet to go together, and then backwards. And I knew my ankles were broken. I heard the crunch. Everything about my life was about to change. With 9 breaks in my left foot and 14 breaks in my right foot. This was bad. And then things were about to get worse. The weeks turned into months. That began a downward spiral into depression, anxiety. Robby, that guy who was climbing mountains, was now Robby, that guy in the wheelchair. I was sleeping 2 hours a night just out of sheer anxiety and fear of my own future. And it all culminated on one night staring down a handful of painkillers. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. Now take a moment and just think what it must feel like to realize that you're such a failure you can't even kill yourself. And this is where I tell people that my bucket list saved my life. Just get up and carry on. I went from the flat of my back, wondering if life was even worth living, to achieving the ultimate dream, standing on top of the highest mountain in the world. I became the 17th South African to stand on top of Mount Everest. I wasn't the biggest, strongest, the fastest, the youngest, or the oldest, but I'd done it. I'd gone through with a dream. That same question over and over in my head. You climbed the highest mountain in the world. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? You've climbed the highest mountain in the world, but what does it mean? Success is one thing. Getting to the top of a hill with dodgy ankles, that's success. There had to be more than that, and that started me on a journey. I did finally realize what it was that was bigger than success, and I realized that my story and everything that had happened to me had the ability to affect people in a great way. Only then was my success worth anything. The worst thing that had ever happened to me had become the best thing to ever happen to me. I found purpose, telling my story and inspiring others, but it had to mean something more. And that started me on a journey, which led me to telling my story to others, and only through that would I find the answers to my own questions. Success was just about me reaching the top of the mountain. Significance was found where I was able to tell my story and affect other people's lives for the better. One of the greatest moments in the 14 years that I have been speaking is after one of my presentations, a woman came up to me and she said to me, "Thanks, Robby, because of you, today I chose not to give up." I mean, that was just like an incredible moment, and I just realized the importance of what I was doing. And I think that's why I speak. My story is just an average guy who went and did something extraordinary. I'm no superhero. I'm just an average guy who followed a dream.